Where's my K? There it is. What's good, people? This is the Option Podcast. This is episode 146. Yeah. That guy over there, that looks like Eric Beranek. We're going to find out. The episode starts right now. Should I do it?
It's a sick,
Should I do
it's
it?
a sick intro.
Thank you. I should do it though, because I do it everything, and you are not the exception. In fact, you are the rule, because I've got to give the people what they want.
Yes.
What up, Eric?
Yeah. You gotta do it. You
What's
gotta
up,
do it.
man?
You gotta do it.
I ain't got no drink, but I don't need no drink, because we are not going to be doing a marathon podcast today. We got like a hard stop. We're both gentlemen with shit to do in our lives, but I really, really appreciate you showing up.
Thanks for having
All right,
me.
cool.
Oh, just testing out the mic quality.
There it is. He's at
very, very durable.
So let's start with you, because I had a funny story to tell. Remind me about later before we got on the podcast. What sidelined you, and where are you now?
Okay, good question. It was June 3rd. I came down with a really gnarly fever, 103-degree fever. I was kind of battling for 5 days straight, and had super bad like body aches, chills, fever. And I thought, of course, COVID. Everyone thinks COVID now.
Of course, yeah.
And the doctor, because I have flu-like symptoms, I can't go to my doctor. So I have to go to the emergency room.
Urgent care.
Urgent care,
okay.
yeah. I went to a little company in Mary at first.
Yeah.
And they had no clue what was wrong with me. They took 1 million tests, and they had no clue what was going on. And then I asked my mom, I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. I need you to help me. So I went to go stay with her. She lives in San Clemente. Went to a hospital over there that night because I just couldn't handle it. I felt like my body was shutting down slowly. And they found out I had appendicitis, and I had 2 liver abscesses. One of them being the size of a tennis ball between my liver and my diaphragm. So it was kind of like causing me, I was having trouble breathing a little bit because it was kind of pushing on the diaphragm in a weird way. But I spent 6 days in that hospital getting my appendix out, and then they didn't want to operate on the liver abscesses. So they stick drains in you and drain it out, and it wasn't pretty. But
No, I mean,
I ended up having to go to a different hospital like 4 days later. And then I had a PICC line in, which, see that little guy right there? Kind of goes in your artery and then kind of like lays by your heart, and I was just getting pumped full of IV antibiotics for a little over a month. And then I had 30 days of oral antibiotics that I just finished last Saturday. So
Yeah.
I was pumped up for that.
should have saved your life, boy. Antibiotics.
Woo!
Let me tell you something. I don't take drugs for anything, but I will take me some antibiotics.
It's been a haze. It's
Yeah.
been a haze.
And that's where you've been the last
Yeah.
month. How do you feel now?
I feel okay.
Yeah.
Pretty crappy, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here you are sitting with me. I don't know which
But
one
that's
of us
okay.
is the man today.
But that's
right now,
okay.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
totally fine to not be okay.
Good.
It's totally fine.
Something everybody should be a little bit more mindful of, right? Some
Yeah.
things you got to exist through. And I think you, with an example as extreme as this, if you can do it, it makes everybody else's bullshit problems seem a little more, a little less trivial.
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Hey, everyone goes through their stuff, and I've been going through this whole process, and I've been telling myself, you've been through it before.
Mhm.
Because I fell off a ledge, 20-foot ledge in high school, and broke my hand. I had 32 stitches. You can see this
Yeah.
good scar in my other hand. I had to get knee surgery.
Jesus.
My whole right side of the body was banged up, and doctors were amazed that I didn't hit my head, and had to kind of rebuild. And all D1 schools and top colleges that I wanted to go to were kind of out the window.
Yeah.
But because of that, I never would have been playing beach volleyball and learned from the people I did at a younger age. So it was okay. And then 2019, I was playing with Marty Lorenz at the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Hermosa
I
Beach.
had an infection and ended up going septic and was in the hospital, and that was a whole nother
That
thing.
was before Hermosa Beach.
That
was before Manhattan, AVP, New York.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So just, I've been through it before. And then the bubble tournaments in 2020, I had to rush back and kind of end up hurting my knee. So I never felt like I, operated properly, and had been living with that until I hired Casey Wood to help me out, and he completely took my knee pain away. Now it's back because I haven't been doing anything.
Right. Yeah, inactivity. Inactivity is the enemy of innate healing, huh?
Yeah.
So.
But I've been telling myself, I'm like, you've been through it before, and you're gonna rebuild and start from pretty much nothing, and go back. And I'm scared to start that process again because it's gonna be a bitch. But,
well, it's scary to you because you are not a small dreamer.
Yeah.
All right. I just got done telling people a couple of days ago, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the kind of player that you want to be and the things that you feel you do well on the court, right? If you can't do them, I'm not trying to say you're saying what's the point. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Yeah.
But paraphrasing and just having everybody understand that level of thinking and understanding oneself.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, this whole process has been crazy, but because of it, I ended up coaching Geena.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that.
Yeah, and that was a great experience.
Yeah. Well, first, welcome back from the grave. I mean, right? I can go back to interviews when I was doing the beat with you, and some of the stories you've told me, things that you dealt with, the whole swimming thing. Me and Wendy Jones, remember Wendy?
Mm-hmm.
She was there for that, and we were just like, holy shit, you survived that. And then 2019 is like, damn, Eric, you're going to be all right? You took you to Bamboo Thai Bistro, and this is what happened, right? Was that the restaurant? No.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm too researched.
Good memory.
I'm a little too researched, aren't I?
Good memory.
And here you are with this, but here you are still in one piece, still standing tall, looking good.
Thanks, man.
Let's I really want to talk about Atlanta because it's fresh in our head, and you are a glass half full person, and I promised that this wasn't gonna be this Debbie Downer conversation.
No.
I ain't fully healed, but I'm different too, Eric. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about I Dream of Geena.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm giving away my age. He's like,
no,
we gotta look it up, right? On YouTube.
I have seen it. But not enough to remember the intro.
Yeah. Dude, she's the genie. And this Major Nelson's the putts, dude.
So what do you want to know first about the whole process? What's like the biggest thing that you're
about Geena?
Yeah, about Atlanta in general.
Oh, well, first, I just sent Jeff Conover a text message because sometimes everybody's bitchy about what goes wrong. Oh, we got to do one game of 28. Oh, the Lightning and this and that. And some of the games, they were going through the motions, and I don't like that. I don't like you have videotape on a team you play 50 fucking times, and no, I'll wait for you to do this. Oh, I'm going to take this play off. They got that point. I don't like that. The reason why I'm a fan of you, and this will help you understand it as well as our audience, from play one, from all the way to the last point, you get after it. I'll give you another example. Qatar versus that game I put up on YouTube. Qatar versus Try and Trevor.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a real game. And they went after it from play one, which is why I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Trevor. So my overall assessment, they didn't pick it up until later. Then players started playing with a sense of urgency that pretty much led all the way to the finals. So that's my assessment. But I texted Jeff Conover and I said, I love what you did when shit goes wrong. And not enough. My guess is not enough people text you for the thankless, the thankless stuff.
Yeah, and for the
You know?
people that didn't know, we had some pretty gnarly storms coming through.
Yes.
And that's why we had to
Take
deal
over,
with
because you're there. I wasn't
the
there.
weather, all the weather delays.
It's easy for me to sit on my ass in Hermosa Beach and call it the way I see it. Walk me through some of these moments where you thought maybe the Atlanta wasn't going to happen or was. Tell me.
Yeah, well, we started first of all to prep because of they thought it was going to be extreme weather. As far as the heat, they pushed for a later start, so that was already a problem. Problem one.
Yeah.
And then we played one match. Geena and Julia. I'm just gonna speak for Geena and Julia.
No, of course.
Because that's my focus was with them the whole weekend. We ended up playing one match, and then boom.
Yeah, there was a coach in a box that looked just like you.
Nice.
No, I'm kidding.
Nice.
Not good.
And we were kind of like sticking around until 10 p.m. and we were kind of on the hook and ready to play Sarah and Kelly at 10. And the whole time I'm just kind of watching film, the players' box or the players' tent.
Yes.
And everyone is kind of huddled in there playing ping pong and hanging out and listening to Jeff Conover come in and tell like, okay, well, if the lightning strikes, if we don't have any, then we'll warm up in 30 minutes.
Not you, though. You were locked
in. I was locked in. When they told me to coach, I knew I had to give it my everything based off of the thirds and the seconds, and I was like, if they get anything less, it's my fault.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
Yeah, it's fun,
welcome to my world.
It's stressful.
I mean, dude, I don't even get credit when I win. I got 3 teams into the main draw. I coached 3 teams into the draw, and I don't get looks. I can't even imagine what you went through, And there's gonna come a time where people talk about Urango. She's all woman. She's a class act, just like you or whatever. But then this little caveat at the end: silver medalist, second place, runner-up. Every time it's her time to reach up and grab that brass ring, it slips through her fingers. Yeah. So I know there had to be a little bit of that going on. Maybe not with her because she ain't got time. She only got time to play. But for you, walk me through it.
Yeah, well, I mean, by the time we ended up getting, I think the hardest match that we played was the semifinals against Sarah and Kelly because Julia started to overheat again.
Right.
And that was super worrisome for everyone, including herself. And by the end of it, I mean, she completely took over in that match and started balling out. But after that, we're in the finals when she says that she can play. So we're thinking like, is she even gonna make it? First of all, and then she kind of comes to and cools off. But after we win the first set. And I'm just trying to keep it light, in certain moments where I feel like we need intensity. I'm there, and then there's certain moments where I feel like we need to like come back down to earth and just, hey, it's fine. They're gonna get their points. And just calm them down. And after we lost the second set, I kind of could like see a little bit of like the fear settle in, and I'm like, no, you're not scared. This isn't happening. Like, you're totally fine.
Oh, wait. This is your first match. This is the winner's bracket match, right?
This is I'm talking about the finals.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the finals.
Please. No, tell me. Okay.
And I feel like they handled the situation really well.
I just want to show our audience the path. You can zoom in on it. Check it out. So,
Quiggle
and Skirmahorn.
Yep.
I mean, they certainly did well on the international scene before this, right?
Yep.
Hughes and Kolinske, that was not an easy one.
No.
Muno and Wilkerson.
We actually did not play that. So
right.
I don't know
so you got knocked out, contenders, right? Then had to climb back for your rematch. Boom, 2-0. And then this one right here. Let me tell you what I was listening to. And again, I'm just going to punt it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time, I'm not trying to get on Dane and Cameron about this. All I'm hearing about is how great freaking Sponsel's hands are and the on-two and this and cannon, hits like a cannon. And the whole time I'm just like watching this team quietly win the first set. Just kind of do their job. And then all of a sudden, when it's a 4-point lead, then it's like, wow, that happened fast. You know, all of a sudden the commentators bounce out, snap back to reality. And I saw it coming, Eric, because if they were doing all these dynamic things when they had the momentum and we're still trailing by 1, I'm like, am I the only one in the world that thinks that Sponsel and Cannon are in trouble right now? This is only the first set.
Yeah.
And I was like, that team's in trouble, because that's what they did when they had the momentum. You've been in games where you feel like you're playing like crap, and then you look at the score and you're like, actually, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm all right now. So, but that's what I kind of felt. So that's what I was listening to, because I just listened to it. I watched it again before you came. I watched it 3 times, and I'm like, okay, anytime we want to talk about Scholes being powered by God, that was a woman of God, right? Hardcore Christian. And then Urango, who's been in this situation with a big smile on her face, almost Agassi-like, right? Just she's at the top, and then, you know, she's at the end, on the bottom end, and then she's at the top again. So I thought of her like that, as some kind of female Andre Agassi, who everybody just loves and rounds the corner. So let's go to game 3. And I wrote this down. Lots of celebration, lots of admiration from the commentating booth on Cannon and Sponsor. I'm not trying to hate on them.
Yeah.
Right? They're the prom queens. I'm not hating the players. Maybe the game will, though. So game 3. You guys are even at one set apiece. You're on 1, Eric, and you're looking right at him. And I see you having this conversation. And I think you're doing whatever you're saying, you're doing a good job taking beats, allowing them to take it in, and this and that and that. And some coaches have this problem, cramming too much information. I'm a New Yorker, you know, I speak fast. I'm speaking fast right now as we speak, right? You're just like, Jay, it's okay. Look at you. You look at you. You're like, chillax, Jay.
No. That's you.
So
That's
take
fine.
me through 1 set apiece. You're in front of them. Poured a little water on Skull's neck, a little bit of some ice, and you know, to cool down. What are you saying?
Well, first, you know, we have 3 minutes before, so we have a lot of time, and I don't have to say anything the first minute. And I told him, you know, we don't have to say anything. Let's just chill and catch our breath, calm ourselves, bring our heart rate down. And I'm pouring pretty much water on Scholes the entire time, just trying to get her back and chill her out a little bit and make her feel good and secure. And then I kind of give a little like pat on Geena's leg, and I was like, hey, it's totally fine. Like, take a breath, and we're gonna take it 1 point at a time. Don't think about winning this thing.
No. Oh, wow.
Just win 1 point, and that's it. And we'll do our job, and we pass and set, and we win. And don't overthink it. We know what to do. I said, and there's Julia was talking about the Latvian girl, Tina.
Yeah.
And how they played together, and she was saying that Tina, it was super funny listening to her, because she was like, it's just sport. We know what to do.
Yeah.
It's just sport. And I said that in the accent. I was like, it's just sport.
Yeah.
We know what to do. Mixed in with a little strategy, like, hey, we're going to come back. We're going to test out, you know, Sponsel again. We're going to do this. And then that was it. It wasn't crazy. I didn't reinvent anything. I was just trying to calm them down and then refire them back up right before they went out.
All right. Did they play Tina in the finals in Fort Lauderdale? Or was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had mixed feelings, because Tina's godfather is my volleyball mentor. He taught me how to coach indoor. Oldest Lucisa of Latvia.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he's the guy. He actually played the same year as Karch did. He just wasn't, as a setter, you're just not going to see the court with Sinjin and Karch setting 6-2. So, not trying to make this about me or anything, but I really, really wanted Geena to win one, because she's such a classy person. And honestly, when you two got together, you know, and got this couple thing going on, I'm like, thank the Lord. Two people who are two good people are actually hanging out with each other. Because there's some volleyball relationships and even marriages. I look at them and I'm like, what do you guys talk about?
What happened? Why is he with her? Why is she with him? Doesn't add up.
I feel that way about you two. I feel that way about Bill and Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a real couple.
Yeah.
Me and my own girl. I mean, our mutual friends. They definitely are like, "What the hell do you two talk about? How's how does that whatever?" So now they're up 12-8, right? And now they're up 14-11 on the switch. Then a couple of points happen, and I literally yelled at my TV when 13-14 when Julia did a shot. I scared the shit out of my kid, and my 5-year-old was my girl was like, like this. I screamed, "Save the tips for the goddamn waiters." That's what I said. I said, "Save the tips for the goddamn waiters. What are you doing?" So now 14 up. 14-13, maybe you kind of said the same thing, right? You said in between the sets, hey, it's just because it's what you said in the beginning. It's not about winning the game. It's about this next point.
Yeah.
So which probably meant exponentially more since it was literally match point, right?
It was like, get this side out. Like, don't reinvent anything. You guys do what you do. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just do what you do.
Nice.
It was, I didn't say much in that moment. They didn't need much in that moment. They just needed a break. They just needed to chill out for a sec.
Yep. You, and congratulations to her. And it couldn't happen to a better person.
Yeah.
And for her, I think I speak for many, just like I told you before when you made the semifinals. There are a lot of people that take that journey with you that you don't know. But because of your personality, you invite people to take that journey with you. So all the way up to the semis when you lost, your people were happy. They were happy you made it. But they were sad when you lost. And it's weird. It's a spiritual thing that I can't explain. And I know you feel their presence.
Yeah.
I know you feel all these people feeling for you. And there was a lot of that going on with Geena too.
Oh yeah. She I think she was definitely a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
People know the story. They want her to win.
Yep. SOB, yeah.
Yeah.
South of the border.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's an army of
working professionals.
Yeah.
SOB could literally rule the world.
I would count on it that pretty much every SOBer wanted Geena and Julia to win.
Every single one. Yeah. Because once an SOBer always. I only went once, and I'm part of the family. So Kelly is, and this and that. So
that was fun.
So on your side and her side, you guys got a lot of support from AVP America, like a lot of the regional tours that you guys have done a great job showing up. I thought Geena, Denver, pretty good match against the Brazilians. That was my favorite match actually at the whole tournament. Actually, both semis were. It was Sean Cook and I can't even remember, was it Lee or no, Logan Weber.
Okay.
They had a good semis. You had last year. You had a great all-around tournament at Coconut Beach. I thought that was just an exciting, electric atmosphere and venue to
fun.
play.
That was really fun.
Do you know about Seaside? Have you seen the entries for Seaside? It is
not really.
It is a bloodbath.
I'm sure.
I will say it for you because there's no other big tournament happening this weekend.
Yeah. It
is the Gladiator Pits. It looks like Huntington 4 years ago with 100 teams.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really want to go to that tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted to go. That was a priority for me.
Yeah.
But, I heard it's just such a fun tournament. You have to go.
Jeff's got a decision to make. He's here. He's in the house right now, Jeff Samuels. He had some gnarly blisters all the way back from Atlantic City.
Oh, my gosh.
Him, David Lee, they were 5 players.
I saw Marty Lorenz's, too.
Yeah, I mean.
That's gnarly.
And those are with sand socks. Because guys like you and me, we're like, dude, be a professional. Get your shit together. You know this place is hot. You know it's the East Coast, right? Huh? Why are your feet looking like that? But in their defense, right, it kind of happened to everybody. So
it did.
Yeah. And I went to Atlantic City last year. I
mean, that's why Julia was wearing one sand sock.
Yeah.
She was dealing with them too.
Yep. So, man, glad we got hot women. Right. I wrote down 5 things we look for in a woman. Right. Yeah. So 1, hot. Right. I might just on the edit. I might just list them ting. 2, intelligent. There's a check. We're checking off all the boxes. 3, can hook a steak up.
Nice. Nice. Does that mean like pay for a steak, or does that mean can actually grill it and do it,
It's
or even want it?
yeah. You're like, honey, I want steak, and she's like, let's go, or let's go. So yeah, one way or another.
Right.
4, respects your me time. She likes to swim with sharks and pet sharks. Cool. You like to sing karaoke. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And 5, make sure none of these 4 women know each other.
That's might be the most important.
Make absolutely sure none of these women know each other.
That's good. I like it.
So at the very end of this, we're going to do like a lightning rounds thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving along really, really nicely. So when do you think you want to come back? Or if
Yeah.
it's a tough look, I got to ask you tough questions.
Yeah, of course.
It would be podcast malpractice.
That's why we're here.
Yep.
No real timeline for me. And that's probably been the most asked question since I've been now kind of hanging out a little bit more in the volley world, showing my face around a little more. But no real timeline. I'm taking it day by day. I still have some health stuff to work out. And now that my deductible is completely capped from being in the hospital and getting everything done and like 1 billion CT scans,
Jesus.
I'm like, yay, no more CT scans. But I'm going to make sure that I'm fully healthy and kind of going through the checklist. Like I'm going to go to the doctor and be like, I'll have the works, please. I want everything done, every test I can get. Because I've had so much stuff come up and it's really hurt my volleyball career. So I'm sick of it.
Not if I could help it.
I'm sick of it.
Not if I could help it. They're gonna know your fucking name all the way until you set back foot on the sand. Okay.
Well, I appreciate
that. I could promise you. The sport needs people like you.
I appreciate that.
I desperately need to see more people just get after it like you. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the sport. I'm not a fan of people. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a purist.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why a lot of people like and hate me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm a fan. Dude, I'm a fan. I'm gonna just give it away. All right, so I got another question. One of the fans sent this in. There's a kid coming up. He's like 19, 21. He's into beach volleyball. He's pretty good. He's got a pretty good jump, hard swing.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes are big every time he sees a volleyball. He's walking to the beach with his girlfriend. He sees volleyball. He lets go of her hand, and he doesn't even know he's running towards the courts. This guy wants to be a beach volleyball player. Give me, and he saw your path. He saw your ups and downs that led to certain things, to certain plateaus where you were celebrated and revered and was given the respect you damn well earned. What's something this guy's like, Eric? Give me something. I want to be a great volleyball player. I want to reach certain things that you've done.
Well, one, everyone has their own path. It's really hard. First of all, don't compare. And I think even sometimes the most I've struggled is when I do have expectations, but being not as goal oriented and more so like just self-improvement. It's like, even in practice, let's say you're going to hit 10 high lines in a row. And if you can, start at 3 and then go to 4 and then 5. And like, that's something you can physically see but that doesn't have true meaning behind, but deep down that you're getting better. And you have that feeling and that gives you confidence. Mm-hmm. You go to the gym, once a week. Let's say you start out that way, and then next time you go and you build up and you do, 4 weeks down the road, you build up, you go 2, and then you build up and you go 3. That's confidence. And then that slowly builds, and next thing you know, you're playing in an A, you're playing in a double A, you're playing in a triple A, then you're qualifying for tournaments. And that slow progression's happening because you're just slowly making those progressions as you go along. And you have to check with yourself mentally, and you have to check with yourself physically, and keep listening to your body as you go up, because I've definitely pushed through a lot of stuff, then I should have taken a step back, and then I definitely should have gone harder in certain situations. And you'll regret. I don't have. Usually, I train pretty hard, so I don't have as many regrets with that. But listen to yourself. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different path, and just keep learning along the way. That's what I did, and I got people around me to help me out. I got so many different coaches that were by my side, and I listened to them. I only know what I know right now, and there's a lot better volleyball players and a lot of people that are more knowledgeable than me. I know what works for me in this moment, but I don't know what works past what I've, been. And I think half of that is you do have to trust yourself and your abilities of what you can do and not play out of yourself. Like you play within your game, and you don't hit a high line or like a weird, shot when you're all like nervous and right.
Yeah.
Do what you do. Hammer if that's what you do.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then you're gonna do all that stuff in practice and then slowly change it.
Self-belief is a very important thing in this game. I mean, and I really like the way you phrase that in a sense where, like, the coach I've been most of my life is I'm a Bill Parcells guy. You are what your record says you are. But then there's a little bit of Bill Belichick, like, I don't care what your record says. Can you do this right here, right now? Can you do the job or not? Yes or no, right? Mm-hmm. For example, color commentary. I'm desperately ready to take the next level. Are there people that come with a higher pedigree and grew up in a certain area where they command respect, they pay their dues? Yes, but is it a question, can I do the job or not?
Yeah.
So nobody can relate to what you just said more than me, not as a player, but as a coach. So a lot of people out there, please listen to this man. Please, and know your body, know yourself. Mm-hmm. Like you said, take chances. Know when to chill, right? Because you don't have a lot of regrets, but I'm sure there's sometimes you're like, man, I could have left 15 minutes ago early.
Yeah. I'm like, why did I do that? Yeah.
Another fan question. What are your 3 favorite venues? Or what have been your 3 favorite? No, I wouldn't. I guess I should phrase it this way. We're not talking about like your favorite venue to go to every year. What were 3 of your favorite places to play? Because that actually gives you a better, like you said, a visualization or a reflection memory of how to answer that.
Mm-hmm. Let me think. Obviously the stupid easy thing to say is Hermosa, Manhattan, because they're here.
Go on.
It's what I love, but everyone knows that.
But you got to travel so far.
I know. I could probably walk.
We trip, we fall, we're there.
Yeah. That's easy.
So that's that 2 of them?
Non-AVP, I really like playing in Laguna.
Coming up, huh?
Yeah. Laguna Open. That's always just such a fun event.
I'm going to probably call that this year. I've never been.
Yeah. So fun.
Dude, I am so excited. I know the usual suspects will be there, but the venue, the electric atmosphere, I can't believe I'm so close, and I've only seen it on video. So,
yeah. And it's kind of a bummer, I didn't get to play in all of these events this year because maybe I would have had some different answers.
Right.
I never got to play in New York.
I know.
San Francisco,
probably
didn't like.
Yeah.
I didn't like San Francisco. Chicago, I like the people, but I don't like the sand.
Agreed.
So as an event, like, it's cool, but I've like violently sprained my ankle in Chicago one year.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm just like looking at the sand, like so blotchy. Like sometimes you jump and then like one foot sinks in and then another one doesn't. You're just like, this is an injury waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not a huge fan of Chicago.
Though the fan base are just...
The fan base is
so loyal.
Is amazing.
So good, dude.
And it's always such a pure event.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was sad about Atlantic City. They were supposed to go back to Atlantic City, but they changed that to Florida, I think Clearwater or whatever. And I understand why, because that beach is a dump. Sorry, where's the camera? Atlantic City, that beach is a dump, okay? Look at me, dump. So, and I'm an East Coast guy,
Ask Jeff upstairs, who is probably
Yeah,
extreme pain.
Jeff is literally walking on his side arches. I feel like his nurse right now.
A lot of people
I've been
were
his
beat up.
nurse.
A lot of people
Yeah,
were
David
beat
Lee,
up.
I just saw with his toe.
Yeah.
One of his toes, like, just gnarly. One toenail's just ready to go completely fall off. Like you said, Scholes was wearing a sock, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at first, Geena was definitely a little banged up, and I think as the tournament went on, it got a little better, but there was a little bit of the vibe. It was like, can we just like make it through?
yeah,
But I was like, hey, everyone else played Fort Lauderdale too, and guess what? You guys were strong enough to make it to the finals. You played 7 matches, 6 of them went to 3, and they couldn't hang that far.
yep.
That says something.
Can you do it or not? I just said, can you do the fucking job or not?
Yeah.
I just cursed in front of Eric Beranek.
That's totally
I just
fine.
said a cuss word in front of Eric Beranek.
I'm refraining.
Good. No, I mean, I'm trying to promote this podcast too. Not if I sound like Joey Diaz, right? Come on.
Hey.
Who's that guy riding the bike? I don't know. Armstrong. Yeah, that guy with the one nut. No, but
The one nut.
That's what.
Nice.
Well, that's what he does. He can't remember names, so he'll describe the person. Who's that guy that was who's that guy that did Ray, like the Ray Charles movie? What was that guy that a really good singer, piano player, Fox.
Good.
Yeah, Jimmy
Pretty
Fox.
good.
So that's how he does that.
Nice.
So Atlantic City, I just want to tell a fun story to share because I meant to say it before the podcast started. I'm doing court 1, right? Cameron's she's with Boron on center court. They're having fun. I'm flying solo on court 1 with TSV, and Josh Glazebrook comes up to me and he's like, Chrissy Jones. This is 45 seconds before the match starts. Chrissy Jones is going to be addressed by her married name. She wants to honor her husband. I'm like, cool, all right, cool. What's her name? He goes, Shundaward. And I go, Shundaward. He's like, he goes, yep. And I was like, can you spell it? He goes, nope.
Nice.
So on the board still says Jones, and I'm like Shundaward. And every time I said it wrong,
with that.
yes. And every time I said it wrong, I slapped myself on the leg, and Josh is like cracking up, and I'm like, congratulations to Chrissy Shundaward.
And is that that's correct 100%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's SCHOOOOARD, like board instead of ward. Shundaward. Yeah. And then when they finally got around to spelling it instead of Jones, they even spelled it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It was Shundaward. Like word. It was URD, word, like turd. No, but God bless Chrissy. I'm a fan. God bless. Pray for her husband. Speedy recovery. I know her husband's a Marine.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of an accident. Messed up his neck and this and that. So
Yeah. Wish him a speedy recovery.
yeah,
For sure.
definitely. So, all right. So we're gonna do 60-second lightning round. Get through these. I'm gonna start the
Makes me think
countdown
of Friends.
clock. Yes.
Friends lightning round.
Yes. Well, I've been trying like lightning round, like subject matter, where I give you 60 seconds to answer. I'll take 60, and then anything that spills over. But this one, we're gonna actually do like a whole bunch in 60 seconds. So let's do that. Let's see there it is. There's my countdown clock. All right. So, you ready?
Feel that number just staring at me.
No.
All right.
There
let's do
goes. Best conditioned player on the American tour.
Ooh, that's tough.
I know. We might have to go another minute.
Wow.
Lightning round, I'll go Jeremy Casebeer.
I was gonna say Triborn.
Triborn, cool. Who's the best defender in the world right now? I'll go Ahmed.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go Ahmed. Who's the best female
Guto.
defender? Yeah, Guto is fucking nasty. The best female defender. That's even tougher. Geena Urango. Last good book you read.
I can't even
So I don't
remember the
freaking
last
read.
book I read. It's terrible. I know.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll go on Laura Hildebrand on Unbroken. Saw the
Okay.
movie too. Freeze or no freeze?
No freeze.
Pool or beach?
Beach.
Okay. Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter?
Lord of the Rings.
I go Lord of the Rings too. Cool. And I go beach. And East Coast, I was pool because the beach is a dump. But now you can't keep me from the beach, right? You see me out there all the time. So I'm Lord of the Rings with you. I'm this and that. All right.
Nice.
Perfect. When you coming back to the Pottstown Rumble, it's like, this dude feels erect right now. Don't be asking him that. No, they
Probably
said,
never.
yeah.
I want to.
No,
I
but,
actually had such an amazing time at that tournament.
and I was gonna say that even if you just did it once,
Yeah.
right? It was you and Bill, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was Bill and I. That was a blast. That was a blast of a tournament.
That is because I was predominantly a grass player before I hung up my cleats or whatever, or Mizunos. That's the most grueling tournament I've ever been in my sport of volleyball.
I couldn't walk after.
No.
Even Bill was walking way better than I was, and walking to the airport, I literally was inching my way, not exaggerating. I could barely walk the next day. I found out if you're gonna play grass, for me, do it with no shoes.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to not playing in any shoes, and then all of a sudden I go play in shoes, and my feet are absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So.
And there's some grass I have to elect to play without sneakers.
Because I played in grass nationals.
Yeah. And it's, you know what the problem is? It's so slippery. It slides the front of your toes to the sneaker, and you're just like, this fucking hurts, dude. This freaking hurts, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I got to take these off. So that's what I did. I played in 2002, AA, and then I played Open in 2003 and fifth and fifth.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a grass savage back then.
I mean, grass is fun, but it scares me.
It
scares me.
But isn't that what divides grass from beach as far as what you want to do afterwards?
What do you mean?
Like,
what do you mean?
You like, for example, you can play Smackfest, right? And you can either set or get set every single ball.
Yeah.
And you can play until you feel like the wheels fall off. And then maybe you go home, you take a shower, and everybody's like, Eric, we're going out to Waterman's. You coming? You're like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm down. Let's go. Playing the Pottstown Rumble. People call you, Eric, what are you doing tonight? I'm not doing sugar
unless
honey
they
iced
have
tea.
a bonfire right on the court.
Or
I'm not moving.
Unless they got that little hospital wheelchair,
Yeah.
they could just pick you up, and you're just like, you roll up to the bar in your chair.
Well, I'm pretty sure we just won Grass Nationals, Andy and I. And right after we win, not even 5 minutes after, we're drinking a celebratory beer. And Andy looks at me and he goes, you want to play in the grass triples? I go, no. And he looks at me. He's like, Taylor Crabb's on his way. He's coming. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. As far as like three different walks of life, that's not going to happen twice. Right?
And then we ended up winning it the next day, which was super fun. But I told Andy, I was like, I'm not jumping at all. Which I got in a couple of situations where I had to block. But I just set those guys. And in the finals, Andy ended up spraining his ankle. And he still played. We still won. And I set Taylor every single ball. And he was an absolute savage. So that was pretty fun.
Is he the future men's blocking? I like our chances with him. I like his upside because I don't think we've seen the best of Andy yet. So that's why I kind of have hope. There's some people like Andy's probably not that guy, and for those people, I will ask them, "Is this the best version you've seen of Andy?" And none of them.
But why not?
Yes, I was going to say not one of them will tell you that we've seen the best of him yet.
No,
every single one of them.
He just keeps getting better and better. We have no clue what he's even capable of at this point.
No. So last question, and this might be a little tough, and I really, really appreciate you laboring through some of these things because I know not being able to play and having to sit here with me like an asshole and have to talk about it. I know it's not the most comfortable situation.
It is all.
And
good.
I know your love and desire for me is the only reason why we in this chair, dude. You know, so I thank you, and my wife thanks you, who's actually a big fan too. So my last question. When Geena won, were there parts in this tournament where you felt like you were living vicariously through her, Or was this one of those things where you just on the outside looking in and just saying, no, this is her moment?
Both for sure. I mean, she knew obviously that I couldn't play, and I think that's put a lot of perspective in her eyes. But I wanted it so bad for her, and I wanted it so bad for me. I felt like if I could contribute at all, it would give me like a little more like self-worth, because I've just been like in such a low moment of my life. So I was, obviously I wanted her to win and push through and get that dub. But if I could help them in one point of each match, and they could tell me that I helped them, then that like fulfilled me in that moment. So as soon as they won, like I broke down. I started crying. I'm already thinking about it.
I'm about to fucking cry now, dude.
I'm just thinking about that.
No, you
that,
can't
like,
have
relief.
a hug. You fuckers listening. No, we can, but you can't. No, sorry.
Yeah, no. It's just like so much relief.
You know, the
after she
AVP
won.
should have probably played. You know the song At Last?
Yes,
At
Etta
Last?
James.
Yeah, I know you trying to, the DJ and Roche, mad respect, right?
Yeah.
And Roche get a kick out of us, like, mentioning At Last, but right?
Come on, DJ Ruche.
Instead of, like, hyping it up, At Last, she would have, man, y'all would have melted on the court if they played that song.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, ooh, DJ Roche, give that boy a raise.
Yeah. That would have been good.
I felt that way. I'm still an indoor fanatic, and I felt that way when the women, USA women's indoor team, when they finally want to go, they were close,
Yeah.
right? They won silver 3 times, they won bronze twice, under some very capable coaches. My other mentor, Mario Trebich, a Russian dude, was the '84 assistant coach. So,
Oh, wow.
so those are my 2 mentors, and Chi DiMaggio, who no one knows, but I'll tell you about her later. But when Karch, I don't know if you said a post-match interview when Karch kept saying they did it, not we did it, and whatever. They did it. And this highly introverted person, like us old school people, just see, he was this quiet guy that just played and let his play do the talking. And then occasionally you'll see him rage out. Remember Rhode
Yeah.
Island? Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
tore down the whole knit system.
One of my favorite matches.
That was like
in the
a
world.
Hulk Hogan moment. And you know what?
That's amazing.
You know what? I'm gonna put that up on the edit too while we're talking. I
Yeah.
guarantee
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do that because the system was attached to the ref's chair and the ref had to jump off.
Oh, yeah. I love the way he pulled it down. And he's screaming.
Yeah.
No.
Did he touch it though? Because it was
No clue.
yeah. No. It was so fast.
I mean, looking at that, like you cannot.
the
tell.
ref called 4 hits because on the block there was a block.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean,
Complete panic.
you can't be out there guessing. You have to, if you're a ref,
Yeah.
you have to be ready. You have to be so sure. You have to be ready to face Karch's wrath. And that guy, I'm not a shrink or nothing, and neither are you, but we recognize the symptoms of a ref that doesn't look. He kind of blows a whistle, and it's like, shit. Instead of just manning up and saying, replay, I messed up. You know how like some refs, they feel like they got to call something.
Yeah.
And you see that more indoor than the beach. We got some good beach refs. I got Dave Carson coming on next week, too. We're gonna talk about hands,
It's hard. There's you can't be perfect, but you can replay it, and if that's the only thing you can do.
Yes.
It's just so hard for them to make the wrong call, and then after the match, come up to one of us and say that they made the wrong call, which has happened multiple occasions.
But you've coached enough indoor. Let's just say you were just Duncan Avery's assistant, and you've done more than that. I've seen you coach club or whatever. But you've seen so many instances where there was like a back row attack, and instead of the ref just saying you're right and giving you the ball, the ref will double down and be like, well, her hand wasn't, like her contact wasn't above the height of the net. And once he makes that subjective call, he gave himself a subjective escape and rationalization. And I only bring that up because I was with J.O., like LA Volleyball Club over the winter and all the way up to Phoenix. And, man, J.O. had to be calling to the office. He lost his mind.
Oh, yeah.
He lost his mind. And he's supposed to be assisting me. And there's a part of me that knows he's right. And there's also a part that's like, dude, just sit down. Even if we get this point, we just lost our momentum.
Yeah.
I would rather, there's sometimes, and as a coach and as a player, I would rather fucking just lose that point. Because right now, we're there. We have momentum. We got, we can't
Yeah.
wait to get the next
Instead of
serve.
freaking out, arguing about it, and then
And even if you win the point, guess what? You just lost probably 4 on momentum.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's always fun.
That
And you
was-
know it too.
Fuck. Yeah, I
And
know.
you know it.
Deep down in my heart of hearts,
And
yeah.
You know it.
I know. I'm here. I can't lie to you. I can't lie. Can't lie to the Beranek. Don't mess with the Zohan. Can't lie to the Beranek.
Fizzy bubbler. That's good. That's good.
It took that long for us to get there, Eric. Oh man, fucker, I hate you. Why did it take that
I love
long, man?
Zohan. That movie was hilarious.
We could have been talking about Zohan.
Oh man.
God, did you see Thor yet?
No.
No, I haven't
No, I
seen
haven't
it.
seen
Yet.
it.
Heard
it's good.
Were you an Avengers guy? Did you get into it the same way?
I mean, I like it, but I wouldn't call myself an Avengers guy.
Infinity Wars. I fall asleep watching it every night. And
Every night?
Yeah.
You just put that on to fall asleep.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yep. Hear
That
me.
is awesome.
The guy goes, "Hear me and rejoice," and I'm. it's like men who stare at goats or something.
That is
You know, like those
hilarious.
goats, you stare at them, they just kind of like tip over sideways. Come on
Oh my
in.
gosh.
Cool, man. We just wrapping up. This my girl
Hi.
Kelly Campbell.
How
I'm
are
gonna
you?
be she's my guinea pig. I got some new drills, some new ideas. So
Oh, yeah.
set up a women's height net, bring the balls out there, nice little sunset.
You're in.
So Eric B, I know you don't feel like talking to people, but just in case people want to know where you are, do you have an IG handle or like a website? Some people, maybe tag some people
Instagram or
for your
Facebook.
fans who love and miss and respect you.
Yeah, just Eric Beranek at in Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'll tell you this. Eric might love you, but I don't love you guys. In fact, I can't stand you. So for all of you at home, for all of you on your iPhones or your droids, if those still exist, desktop, I'm an old school dude. All of you on your iPads, for my man, Eric Beranek, the great Eric Beranek. I'm Jason DeBillius. I'm going to hit my music. This is episode 146 of the Option Podcast. And we're out.